said, I'm here to do Bad Girls Club Chicago Season 12, Episode 11. It starts off with the girls are cleaning up the house. They're getting ready for their families to come the next day. Red is on the phone with her dad and, you know, just telling him, like, basically what they expect and all this shit. And I'm sitting there like, she's laughing with her dad, but I thought y'all didn't get along. I'm confused, so whatever. So then Laura comes by and, you know, just make sure the girls are going to be okay with their families coming and stuff like that. And everybody's saying they cool with it. But, then the girls end up going to the club, having a good time. Alex, invites her friend Anthony, to the club. Anthony reminds me of EJ, Magic Johnson's son. That's what he reminded me of when I saw him. He looked like he had a ton of fun, so I didn't have a problem with it. Blue called him some special character. I was like, oh, here we go. But he just looked like he had a ton of fun. Next was Red tells Lauren and Blue and Brett about her dad and how, you know, he was abusive and stuff like that. And I'm like, and how her dad was abusing her paralyzed mom. And I'm like, that's fucked up. But I'm sitting there like, you, 1 minute is, oh, he was abusive, and then, oh, I'm a daddy's girl, and I love my daddy. And I'm like, make up your mind, bipolar. Make up your mind. Now, I don't know. I don't understand how she was a daddy's girl when the daddy left, like when she was 13 and stuff like that. What happened to all of that part? Can you close my door, please? So then, after that, Blue was telling girls, Asia and somebody in the room, that her parents, well, I don't know if her dad, yeah, her parents don't know that she like girls or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so this is how you gonna tell them? Is to broadcast that you've been in the, when your mama and them see it on national TV, that you've been in the bed with this girl since the beginning? Like, that's not, if you don't want to break it to your family bad, that's not the fucking way to break it to them. Like, I didn't get that with Blue. Like, that was a dumb move. So anyway, the family started arriving. Blue family come first. Then it was like her mom and her aunt. Then Jada mom and brother come. Alex mom and grandma come. Lauren's godmom and cousin come. And why was Red big ass crying at the goddamn patio door? Why? Red looked real stupid, and she just an attention whore. She's a fucking attention whore. Then Asian mom and dad come. Brett's sister and mom come. And Red still complaining, talking about, where's my dad? Where's my father? I'm like, girl, shut that shit up. So then, you got, oh, sorry. Then you got, the family, they sitting there chilling. Red dads come. Red opened the door. She dancing with her daddy. She laughing. So all the other girls are sitting there like, wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. You gave us this sad story about your daddy being abusive and shit. And now all of a sudden, you happy that this motherfucker here. Daddy in the, you know, kitchen making French toast and shit. Everybody, you know, like I said, they having a good time. They vibing real good. And all this kind of stuff. Laura comes and she come and meet the family. I talked to Alex's family first and was just telling them about how she builds a wall, and even the mama noticed that she builds walls. Laura and Blue, because Blue was telling her mom them how she's working on, you know, being committed and working on commitment. So Laura basically like about to call her ass out and was talking about what a lifestyle you're living in the house. So the mama looking like, what the fuck? Blue like, bitch, you bet not say a goddamn word. This ain't your damn thing to tell. But I'm like, why tell the life coach about all your business if you didn't want her to bring that shit up in front of your mom? That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, she should have told her mom prior to telling everybody else if you didn't want the shit come out. I did like how Asia was like, I'm gonna fall back since she didn't tell her mom that she liked girls. I'm gonna fall back so they won't know anything. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Whatever. Red tells her dad that they talked to Laura, and she was telling her dad how she don't trust men, and she let men beat on her because she thought that was acceptable and all this kind of stuff. And the dad like, what you want me to do? And she just basically, you know, was talking about the abusive relationship pattern and how he pushed her into the dresser when she was trying to break up him beating up her mom. And he said he was sorry. So then Laura was like, well, can you just apologize? And I'm like, bitch, didn't he just say he was sorry? So then she wanted him to apologize and say what he was apologizing for. So he did that. And I was just, so now Red feels a sigh of relief. Let me tell y'all something about parents. Because it kind of, when it comes to when you over 21 and you live in your life, some things you just have to be like, you know what, fuck it. That was my past. I can't let my past define my future. You can't always keep blaming your parents for the life choices you have made. And that's what it seemed like she was doing. She blaming her dad for life choices she made. I'm not going to blame my dad if a dude got out of line with me. Because I feel like this. If my dad was such this abusive person, I already know what to look for in other dudes to know not to fuck with them. So, come on now. Like, you learn, even if, like, if it's your mom. If your mom was not a good mom to you, you know you don't want to be like that. So, you try to be a better mom. You don't just, I don't sit there and say, oh, well, my mom wasn't there for me, so I'm not going to be there for my kids. Hell no. It just makes me be more involved in my kids' life because my parents wasn't there. Now, I'm not saying that was me. Well, yeah, it was. It was with my mom. My dad was there, but he had his flaws too. And I'm a daddy's girl, and I love my dad, but he had his flaws just like my mom had his flaws. But I don't live my life according to what they did to me in the past or how they lived their life in the past. I just can't get with people that hold on to shit, because the more you hold on, the more miserable your life be. So anyway, the family start to leave. Blue's mad, feeling some kind of way about Laura outing her, kind of really, well, not really outing her. They talked about Red and her dad and how Red is this big ass actress. They don't know who the fuck Red is because they felt like we felt like, what the fuck. So then Red started complaining about Jada, because she ended up telling her dad, like, oh, she had a fight with Jada and how she want to fight again. The daddy like, don't worry about that. So she promised him that she not going to fight. Yeah, okay. But like I said, she was still complaining about her. After Jada was trying to be cool with her, she still, like, have this attitude with her. I'm like, bitch, calm down. Alex was drunk as fuck. And I liked that part, because Alex was really coming out her shell. I don't feel like she had to get drunk to come out her shell, but hey, she did. Asia go to brunch and talk to her dad about how he was angry when she was younger, and before she went off to college, he threatened to kill himself, and he also threatened to kill her right before she went to college. And he was basically just telling her, like, that was a low time in his life. He felt like he couldn't provide for his kids, and that kind of really takes a toll on a man when they can't provide for their kids and stuff like that, when you know that's what they're used to doing. So yeah, I hope he got help for that shit, because you don't want to fall on hard times again and then it happen again, and then you really fall through with hurting either yourself or somebody else. Blue go to breakfast with her mom. They're sitting there talking. Her mama asked her about what Laura said. Blue goes all around the goddamn conversation and was just like, I'm being myself in the house. And I'm sitting there like, no, you're not. You're not being yourself, because you can't even tell your mom who you are. You can't even accept who you are. So no, you're not being yourself in the house. Say that shit for somebody else. So Asia goes home. She tells everybody how happy she was with her dad, and how, you know, that conversation really helped her and all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Then the girls go, they getting ready to go to the club. They go to the club. Alex don't go this time. So they all having fun in the club or whatever. Alex friend Anthony comes to the club again and chill with them in VIP. Jada kind of getting annoyed because as he's dancing, he's bumping into her. So she wants the girls to put him out the VIP. Agent like that ain't my goddamn problem. Red is feeling some kind of way about her saying something about this boy. But I'm like, was it the first or second episode where Red was tripping about Jada them bringing somebody in a VIP? So how is it okay for Jada not to trip, but you tripped at the beginning of the season? Like, I didn't get that. Even I think Jada brought that to Red's attention. And she was trying to make it seem like Jada was being derogatory towards this boy and talking about we show him some respect and woo woo woo. But I'm like, if he bumping into her, she has every right to feel the way she felt about this boy. So what's the problem? But like everybody said, Red was just trying to pick any kind of argument with Jada. And I was just like, bitch, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. So then they get into the limo. And Red asks everybody, did everyone have a good time? And then she started bringing up Jada popping off about oh boy. So they start kind of getting into it. And that's when Jada brings up, like, you did it in VIP. What's wrong with me doing it? Next thing you know, they pointing fingers at each other. And I think it was Jada who told Red she was being extra. Red like, no, you being extra and get your fingers out my face. But I'm like, bitch, your whole body is in her face. So sit your big ass down. If you don't want nobody to put their finger in their face, sit your ass down or get up out of hers. Big ass bully. So next thing you know, Red just swings on Jada, on top of her, pouncing on her. Because I'm like, bitch, I ain't fighting her. She just pouncing on her. Because even when the security broke it up, and I was sitting there like, why ain't none of these girls in the house breaking it up? Blue, you not too much feeling her. Why you didn't? Nobody broke it up. I just didn't get it. But all y'all felt that she was wrong. But nobody is breaking this up. And nobody pulling this big bitch off of her. I don't get it. The security ended up happening. I guess they stopped the car. Security jumps in, break her up. When they pull big ass out, she fell on that ground. I rolled. Because I was like, that's what her fucking ass get. She get out the car. She trying to fight security. I'm like, you know you going home. You trying to fight the fucking security guards. So, they gets back to the house or whatever. No, Red, you must can't fight. You on top of this girl. This girl gets up just with her hair messed up. No bruises, no scratches, no bleeding, no nothing. That's why I would say she can't fight. Because she had fought Jada, we have seen twice. And Jada have not had a mark on her. Anyway, they get back to the house. And everybody was saying how wrong Red was. And then you got Red talking to the producer about her popping off and talking about, I'm just lost right now. I promised my father I wouldn't do this. I'm like, bitch, if you know you promised your father, you wouldn't even say anything to Jada. Just like you didn't want to talk to her before when she was trying to be cool with you, you wouldn't have said anything to her. Then you the one was trying to be acting like you was cool with her outside the club. That's what made Jada tell you what was going on. Because you smoking a cigarette acting like y'all was cool. Anyway, the producers come in the next morning and tell them that Red is at a hotel and her ass is going home. Goodbye, see you later, adios, I don't know. But I was so happy when they finally said that this bitch was going home. Because I feel like it's going to be a different dynamic in the house with this whole gone. Because Red is draining. She just annoying. She too old to act like that. She's very childish. I just couldn't deal with her. I just couldn't deal with her. I understand you want to be the main focus of the show and everybody want to talk about you, but that ain't how you gotta act. So then Jada when she noticed that Red's going home, she started calling her outside, acting like she really wants to fight. I'm like, girl, some producers let her go. You don't really want to fight. No, and I don't know why, because I think you can run circles around that hole. Like, no. And I'm not saying big girls can't fight, because I've seen some big girls knock some little bitches out, big bitches out, whatever. But I just don't think Red can fight. But anyway, that was my review for Bad Girls Club, Chicago Season 12, Episode 11. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. Y'all tell me if y'all thought Red was wrong or she wasn't wrong or whatever. Just let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, Xbox Live. I do everything by The Ghetto View. THA, not THE. Make sure you check out Ashley Miller. Some more love. Who else do Bad Girls Club? Bondi Blue does Bad Girls Club. So check us all out. Talk to us. We'll talk back. Alright, peace.